Gene, it must have been only about 5 months ago on this very show that we made the pleasant discovery of Breaking Away, the funny and warm movie about college kids growing up in Indiana. And now I think we have another movie like Breaking Away. This must be a lucky year.
You think it's good, I don't.
Okay, we disagree. But anyway, the movie is French Postcards. It's about a group of American students spending their junior year abroad in Paris. The ways of the French are a mystery to them when they arrive, and for that matter, these Yankee undergraduates are certainly a mystery to the French. French Postcards follows 3 of the young American students, their courtships and their romances, as they try to decide if spending a year in Paris is for them.
Mushrooms? I'm not going to come to Paris to study mushrooms. You going to eat that thing off the street?
Yeah. Why did you come to Paris?
Well, I'm majoring in Romance languages. My school suggested coming here. I figured it'd look good on my records. Actually, I think my parents are just trying to get rid of me.
I would have joined the Foreign Legion to get here.
What's wrong with Oberlin? It's a good school.
Yeah, it's also in Ohio.
Well, anyway, everyone said that the experience would broaden my outlook on life, you know, coming into contact with another culture. Jesus. Maybe I should have gone to Rome. You know, but they have all those kidnappings in Italy. Well, I mean, they cut off your ears and they...
And for dessert, how about a chainsaw? Those 2 students attend an exchange college, which is eccentric and just a little bit wacky. One of them gets a crush on the beautiful young lady who runs the school, and she sort of falls for him too, especially since she's fighting with her husband. And that leads to the classic scene of her husband arriving home a little too early.
Look, I'll find a way for us to see each other again. Believe me, nothing's gonna keep us apart now. Except death, maybe.
Albert! What are you doing here?
You didn't go to Italy. There was a strike at the airport.
Joel, what are you doing here?
Took an overdose of drugs. You said, what are you doing here?
Well, we were just
About to make love.
Oh.
Well, it sounds like it's been a big night for everybody.
Yeah.
Alex, let's just go home now.
No!
Kill him!
Albert, stop it! It's your fault!
My fault! Let go of me!
Running away with Yvette, the poor girl at the answering service, so pitiful.
Tu vois bien que je suis pas parti. Je veux pas aller en Italie.
Pas cette fois!
Said he didn't go to Italy.
Non, mais tu as été ailleurs avec Yvette, je me suis renseignée, je connais tous les détails de ton aventure.
She says that he's been other places with Yvette. He says she knows all about their affair.
Joel, I know what's happening.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? And what is this? Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce garçon-là? What about him?
He means you.
Tu prends les blancs-becs de l'école pour les mettre dans ton lit?
You take some, I think he says twerp from school and you take him home to bed with you?
Pourquoi? C'est pour te venger?
Pour me venger?
What for? Revenge?
Pas du tout, Alex. Pas du tout.
Ah, c'est vraiment touchant.
That was Marie-France Pizier as the passionate schoolmarm. She's one of the most magnetic of the newer French actresses. And French Postcards has a lot of fun watching its American and French characters clash in language and culture. There are times when their entire educational experience seems reduced to complete chaos. At the end of their junior year abroad, the Americans may not have solved the problems of the world, of life, or of love, but at least they're definitely ready for senior year at home.
I'm surprised at you.
What'd I do now?
I think this is more like the Hardy Boys go to France. These kids are, I don't know where they come from, a television situation comedy or something. These aren't lively American kids that are over there trying to discover things. They're looking around in the street, some kid talking about not going to Italy because he might lose his ear. It's a juvenile script with these stereotypes of French women who are already ready to jump in the sack with any American man or boy that they meet.
Marie-France Pizier is a stereotype of the French woman. I'm all in favor of stereotypes, but
No.
These kids are not supposed to, it's not a realistic film. I mean, it's not really what it would really be like to live for a year in Paris, but they have fun. They have adventures. They learn a little bit about love. They buy a few records. They eat a few pizzas. What's wrong with that?
Well, that's just not my idea of a strong movie. In other words, when you say it's not a real tough picture, you know, we get into this argument a lot. You tend to like the lighter stuff. I like the tougher stuff. I always feel it'd be so much better if it were kids like the kids we see on the street or know. You know, that's all I'm asking for. A little tougher, more real picture.
I think you have to look at where this movie came from. It was written and directed by the same couple who wrote American Graffiti, and I think they're more or less in the same ballpark. They're showing these kids in terms of middle-class values.
And
it's
that
not
film
really a
was
nitty-gritty film.
And that film was set in '62, and this is now 1979 with real French backgrounds. I think it falls down in between. Big disagreement.
Okay,
then.
so I'm really in favor of this film, though,
And I'm
Gene.
not.
Okay.
Disagree strongly on the American Teenagers in Paris movie, French Postcards. Roger found it tender and funny. I found it full of simpering stereotypes. Roger says yes, go see French Postcards. That's why there's a yes next to his name. I say no to French Postcards, rated PG.